One type of inflation is what we call the demand pull inflation, and that's what we're going to talk about on today's lesson. Good day, everyone. This is Miss Juvina Reyes, and I would like to welcome all of you to Miss Reyes class. So let's begin our discussion with the definition of inflation. Ano nga ba ulit si inflation? We already talked all about this on our previous video, pero para lang clear sa lahat, let's just define it. It is generally used to mean any sustained or continuing increase in prices. And when we are talking about increasing in prices, we are talking about inflation. So, alam naman natin kung gaano ka-importante on how are we discussing about this topic, right? So, inflation has also types. Okay? So we have two types of inflation, which is the demand pull inflation and the cost push inflation. On this video, we're just going to talk about the demand pull inflation, and I'm going to create another video for the cost push inflation para hindi maging nakakalito para sa inyo. Okay? So we have here, I figure or illustration na ginamit ko to let you show, okay, mas ma-imagine nyo kung ano yung tinatawag nating demand pull inflation. Okay? Si inflation, tinatawag natin siyang demand pull kapag those who buy goods and services desire to purchase greater than what the economy can produce. Kapag tayo, mga consumers, okay, we desire to buy certain goods and services, okay, comparing dun sa supply lang na meron. Okay, an example that I use is the meat of the pork. Okay, tingnan niyo yung mga tao na nandyan, they're, di ba, parang they're playing tag of war for a certain price, and that's what they call yung ating meat, no? So, ibig sabihin, nag-aagawan sila. There's a certain demand for this product. Pero ang problema natin, kakaunti yung supply. Ano ang nangyayari kapag kakaunti ang supply? Anong ginagawa ng mga businesses po natin or the economy, the government, 'di ba, as a whole? So, siyempre, sa business kasi ang pinakapangit dito kapagka yung demand ng mga tao ay hindi napagbibigyan lahat ng ating mga suppliers. Kaya instead of laging sold out sila or laging kulang yung kanilang supply, ang nangyayari, tinataasan na lang nila yung presyo kasi hindi sila cope up dun sa demand ng mga tao. So, tumataas ngayon yung presyo. Or, yung mga ibang mga businesses naman, tinataasan talaga nila yung presyo kasi alam nilang there is a demand. So, para mas maintindihan po natin itong si demand pull inflation or yung pagtaas ng presyo because of us consumers, because of our demand, I am going to show you an illustration. So, alam ko na nakakita naman na kayo ng mga ganitong klaseng figures or illustration or models na ginagamit natin in microeconomics para mas maintindihan po natin or gamit natin na simpler format yung pag-explain natin of demand curve and supply curve, right? So, para lang to review you, okay, the vertical axis we have here is the price and the horizontal axis is the quantity demanded. So, we have our first line there, okay, downward slope siya, si ating demand or aggregate demand, and also we have our aggregate supply. So, we have here equilibrium na tinatawag po natin. So, what we call demand is our desire to purchase goods and services and our willingness to pay a price for a specific good. So, what happens kapag tong si demand na to or yung desire natin to purchase a certain good and services at a certain price ay tumaas? Tingnan po natin, no? Kapag nakaranas tayo ng upward shift of the demand or increase in demand, ano ang nangyayari? Okay? Ano ba? Ano sa tingin niyo ang mangyayari? Okay, now we're going to have a new equilibrium. Kita nyo? Yung equilibrium natin kanina, nung hindi pa tumaas yung ating demand, ayan, ay mas mababa compared nung tumaas na siya. Okay? So, since demand is directly associated with our price, kapag tumaas si demand, tataas din si price po natin. Okay? An upward shift of the demand will also increase in prices. At pagka nagkaroon ng prices from P1 to P2, ano ang tawag natin doon? We call that inflation, right? So, ibig sabihin, on this figure, on this illustration, nakita natin how the demand, di ba, pull yung ating inflation. Yun yung tinatawag natin demand pull inflation. So, nagkaroon ng inflation because of the demand of us, tayong mga consumers. Okay, so alam na natin ngayon, okay, that if we buy goods and services or we desire to purchase greater than what the economy can produce, then we are, okay, making the prices higher. Kapag tayo ay nag-aagawan on a certain product and services, then we can make the prices of a certain goods and services higher. Kahit hindi naman gumanda yung quality niya, wala namang ibang naging causes kung bakit, 'di ba? Bakit tumaas yung presyo? It's just because of us. Yung demand lang talaga natin ang nagpataas ng presyo. Okay? So, demand pull inflation occurs. Bakit nga ba or paano nga ba nagkakaroon ng demand pull inflation? Since nakita natin na yung prices tumataas because of the demand, ngayon aaralin naman natin bakit itong si D1 natin or yung demand natin from D1 naging dito siya or nagkaroon siya ng upward increase in the demand. Ano nga ba ang reason or ano yung mga pwedeng nag-trigger sa pagtaas ng demand natin? Unang-una is primarily about yung ating pera, okay? Yung ating, okay, supply of money. Kapagka tumataas, okay, or we have an increase in supply of money, then nagkakaroon po tayo ng ating pagtaas naman ng ating mga prices. So, the quantity theory of money, okay, is the theory that traces the increase in prices of money supply. Okay, there will be another video presentation for the quantity theory of money. But as for now, alam natin na kapagka the economy prints out too much money or the government prints out too much money, that will result to increase in prices because the value of money deteriorates. Okay? Next natin na reason is the cyclical booms. Kapag ang ating economy, okay, kung makikita nyo yung mga developed country already that experience cyclical booms, like they had high investments, kaya naman there is a war or an election, sumataas talaga yung presyo ng mga bilihin or nagkakaroon talaga ng demand increases. Bakit nga ba nagkakaroon or nagkakaroon ng ng demand increases kapagka there is a cyclical booms? Like for example, we have investment. Okay? Nagkakaroon ng demand boom because of investments kasi like for example, in this country, 'di ba, on the Philippines, kapagka marami nag-i-invest here in the Philippines, siyempre nagkakaroon ngayon ng mas maraming trabaho or employment. Pag maraming employed, ibig sabihin mas magiging mataas ang demand for goods and services kasi meron tayong kakayanan ngayon na makabili ng goods and services na gusto po natin. So, tumataas ang demand kapag merong high investments because, yun nga, tumataas din yung consumptions natin. Next is, yung kapag nagkakaroon tayo ng mga war. Okay? Kadalasan, di ba, yung naging example natin of hyperinflations like the country of Germany, nagkaroon sila ng hyperinflation because of war kasi the government focuses on how are they going to overcome the war rather than producing goods and services. So, hindi tayo ngayon nakafocus on producing goods and services, then it will, okay, result on a lower supply and higher demand. Okay? And last natin is yung kapag nagkakaroon ng elections. Okay? Magkakaroon din tayo ng higher demand because of yung variable expenditures na nagagamit po natin into the economy. Okay? It is for the reason that prices usually rise after election. So, in extreme cases, yan, may tinatawag tayong hyperinflation. Ano tong si hyperinflation? Kapag nagkakaroon ng excessively high rates of prices. That the normal economic relationship, hindi naman talaga ganun yung normal na pagtaas, no? So, hyperinflation yung tawag natin dito. At, kung may hyperinflation, yung money natin becomes virtually worthless. Okay? So, nagkaroon or meron na ring instance where the Philippines, naranasan nila itong si hyper or inflation na tinatawag po natin. Okay? Where yung economy po natin, okay, during the Japanese occupation, people who went to the market had to bring with them bagfuls of papers of money. Okay? So, isipin niyo papers of money, yun nandiyan sa illustration natin, just to buy a kilo of vegetable. Okay? Para lang doon, no? Kailangan mong magdala ng bag of money para lang dyan sa certain vegetable na yan. So, ibig pong sabihin natin dito, nawala yung pinaka pinaka-reason kung bakit si money nag-exist, which is the medium of exchange. So, mas nagiging or mas nagkakaroon na lang sila ng barter rather than using of money dahil worthless na siya kapag ka merong hyperinflation. Kaya, ngayon, si BSP, okay, which is, I have already discussed din naman sa inyo, okay, yung mga monetary authority po natin on our country, kailangan talaga nilang bantayan si inflation. They need to have inflation targeting to stabilize yung prices natin para hindi maging worthless yung pera na iniingatan po natin. And that would be all for the demand pull inflation. I hope that you have understand. So to sum it up, when we are talking about demand pull inflation, if yung inflation natin ay said to increase, okay, yung mga prices natin are said to increase because of our demand. Okay, yun lang naman yun. So, sana is clear po sa ating lahat. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed and learned new things today. If you wish to see more materials or learning materials from my class, you can consider subscribing and sharing this video. Thank you so much, everyone.